Good day, guys. Today I thought I'd make a little video, as I do like to make little videos, but what I started to do was I started to post them on my YouTube channel and then share it onto Facebook so that people can see that there's a different variety of videos that I'm going to keep putting up and talking about different topics. One topic what I really do like is reflection of self, reflection of our beliefs, reflection of our upbringing, of our lifestyle, of everything. So I asked a question yesterday on social media about if you was to win the lottery, what would you do? I did this to realise a lot about other people's perspectives on what you would do with money and also other people's money wounds. So society over time has created these beliefs within us that money is a bad thing. But what people do not realise is it's not money that is a bad thing, it is the mindset. Everything we do comes from the way that we think. So you could be given some food, right? Like, let's think about it. Let me explain this a little bit more before I go into this, because I did that yesterday on a video where I talked about undressing, like taking something off, and I was speaking about going onto stage in a certain way. But I put in the video about going into stage in a bikini, but I've not done that. But I will do that one day, and I will do it because I'm against objectification. So I should have kind of explained that in the video. But anyway, going back to it. Our mindset is what creates our future. So we can be given tools, food, money, home, clothing. We choose what sort of food goes in our body, what sort of home we live in, what to do with our money, etc., etc. So the way that we've been brought up also affects our beliefs massively. I came from a family who always didn't have much, if you know what I mean. Money to them, they had money, it came in, it was spent very, very quick. You got your food shopping, you paid your bills, and bits what was left. You worked hard, so you enjoyed yourself, which was spent on addiction, drink and stuff like that. Then personally, I started to notice in my life that this whole treats on a weekend and stuff was actually the thing that was damaging my health. And I started to look at people who lived in different lifestyles and different upbringings and what they would do. Then I started to notice people who didn't drink, people who went out walking, people who put money into studying, people who did yoga, many, many different things of that. So we can have beliefs where we think money is the root of all evil. But is it really? Or is that us using money in the wrong way? Same as some people who've got money and see themselves as having money. We've all got money, so we've all got money. We're all having money. It's what we do with it, it's important. So we could use that money, we could invest it in something, it could come back to us over and over and over and over again. But personally for me, money is a tool which it's not just about me money. My money isn't just about me. I put a lot of my money into other people, as I see it as a sharing thing, and other people help us make money. So why not put a little bit back out, but with a boundary? So as a business owner, a lot of people ask me for things all the time, for raffles and things like that. But what they need to remember is, I am not loaded even though I have got money, because I use my money as a tool to invest in my health, and I probably spend £150 a month on water. And some people might say, wow, that is bad. But really, I buy alkaline water and I buy glass bottled water. I have a specialist alkaline water filter in my kitchen. And that's not just water. That is my overall health. My overall health isn't just my image. Some people seem to think what we eat is all about losing weight and our image. But actually, the stuff what we put into our body affects our mind. So we could be drinking pop or something like that, using with our money we purchase what we buy. Chemical imbalances in the brain affect the overall body, which triggers mental health and anxiety. So then some people who say, right, it's the weekend, I've worked hard, I deserve to do this, and then they drink and drink and drink, and then they go back to the same cycle, work, repeat, work, repeat, work, repeat. That is their choice, and it is none of my business to judge anybody on their life. I'm just delivering my perspective as well as you have yours. So, yep, that's the one thing I was talking about, money and perspectives and reflections. So the next thing I started studying was ego. So I tried to speak to somebody about this ego situation. I tried to speak to a number of people, and they really took it to heart. But what people don't understand is we all have an ego. So my personal ego used to be really, really large, and it came like that as a defense mechanism of being continuously attacked. So I used to be on the fight or flight. I used to attack. By trying to kill off my ego, that has given me more compassion and empathy towards other people. And by also noticing when people say things like, look after number one yourself, I personally don't believe in just looking after yourself. I look after myself as well, and I put myself as a high priority because I am teaching my children what happens next in life. But also, I don't just think that it's okay to go and hurt them because I'm doing me. Do you know what I mean? I will cut off people in senses of boundaries where they don't seem to understand that is a take. Everything is a level of respect, energy transfer. And I don't mind the fact of I don't give to receive. But in the other aspect is, if you have give something to someone and they have promised something to you in return and they don't give it to you, that is also like, what's the word for that? The energy's not quite right. That you're not quite meeting at the same level, if you know what I'm saying. That was the easiest way to put it down. Yes, I am a life coach. Yes, I am a single mother. Yes, I am a florist. Yes, I am real, raw, authentic me. I will openly pull myself to pieces in front of other people because that's how I want to grow. I will openly admit to people that I used to be an alcoholic, that I once was with a man who used to feed me cocaine. I had to leave it because it was so destructive. I have been through sex addiction. I have allowed people to use me, to abuse me. I haven't been the best mother in my life, but I'm a lot better now. I have damaged my own body through alcohol addiction, food addiction. I have had times where I've overate, I've underate, I've played with my metabolism, I've messed bits up in my body. But then I started looking at all areas of life in order to go forward and create the life I wanted. So this morning as well, in reflections, I was talking about analysing situations before we go forward. So I want to 100% honestly stand behind myself and say this. I speak about life topics on my videos. Some people take it personal. I don't put nobody's name in videos. I don't feel like I need to keep anything to myself. And the way that I see it is, if the situation we're talking of is something that you'd be embarrassed about talking about, then why do it in the first place? So this is how I am. So I'm not judgmental to people, but I will speak about my life in order to help other people. So I spoke the other day about people owing me money and how I felt an anger came up and how I changed that. But then someone pulled me up on the video and said, well, I think it's pathetic that you're laughing, that you'd even feel like that and you'd do that to someone. So what we don't realise is sometimes we laugh because it's a bit of a nerve thing, and I shouldn't have to explain that because we all know we have to do these things. But also I do laugh at how crazy I used to be and how trauma damaged me like it did. I was explaining how to come out of that rage and move forward in that, and me speaking about my life topics, I don't hold no guilt speaking about them. Same as I will talk about things where people have kept asking and saying, help me. There's got to be a level of transfer there. There's got to be a level of respect. It's not take. If you want help in a certain area, book in for life coaching. I'm a person too. I've got to look after where I'm putting my energy. And if I keep putting out to you people, what is my life going to be like? Because that's what we do. We give parts of ourselves away and then we leave ourselves exhausted and drained and needing. Yep. So, reflection what's came up today is how we, which means me too, don't analyse other people's situations, and we put in information on other people's lives without needing to. So I used to be really, really bad for this. I used to write things on people's statuses, and I used to put my advice in places where it wasn't welcomed or wanted. But also at the same time now, I will put gentle light comments to plant seeds just to make people see. So I did one yesterday. I didn't want the person to feel I was being in a way at all, because I wasn't. This person eats a lot of junk food, and I just wrote on there about it poisoning the body, and that it's okay, like, how can I put it? So we humans live in a way where we think we'll eat clean all week, we can binge eat all weekend, and that still affects our mind, because that's still going in there, that's still chemical imbalances, that's still fatty acids and all that stuff. And cancer and illnesses are mostly created through poor diet. So we can eat well all weekend, but then eating all that bad there is like cancelling out all that all week anyway. We can eat well all week, and then all that what we eat at the weekend is still going to have an effect, because it's still got a chemical in it and it's still going into our bodies. Recently I started looking at Chinese food, and the chemicals in there really put me off. Really put me off, that did. And I thought, wow, I used to love a Chinese. Really put me off. So anyway, yes, speaking on topics where we put our advice, what I've started to do now is, instead of straight putting advice there, I've started to scroll a little bit up and down people's pages and think, do these people like need this advice? Do they want this advice? Could I put it in a certain way? And some people are unconscious of the way that they do this, and they are doing it in a kind way, but they don't realise at the same time that some people might think, right, let's say someone today has commented on my diet, and I've put on my status that I'm cutting rice because it makes my stomach bad, and then they've put on theirs about don't cut carbs, blah blah blah. But I've been working with food now for probably a good 6 years now. I've been studying different sorts of food, working with different sorts of food, and I didn't talk about cutting carbs. I talked about how rice was bad for my stomach. So can you see what I'm getting at here? Our life maps can create us to want to put some information in there what's not actually correct, because our mind's thinking different ways. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's what I'm getting at. But also, whereas I used to be massively, hugely over defensive because of the amount that I'd been attacked. But then I started to feel like I couldn't speak up because people thought I was attacking. But actually, through speaking my authentic truths and saying, I don't need that information, I do this and do that, I'm not attacking people. I'm speaking my truths and saying, you don't need to worry about me and this, because I do this anyway. So it's uncalled for advice. Thank you for it anyway, but I just want you to know, when you go forward and pass it to somebody else, it could also happen to them. And sometimes by someone just enjoying the fact that they're noticing things with their own body and going forward and working on that, and then everyone starts throwing advice, and it gets a bit like chaos. I seen a gentleman yesterday on Facebook. He was sorting his diet out. He was feeling really good about it. And a lot of other people started being like, some started good on, and others were like, I'm eating this junk food, I'm eating this junk food, and I'm eating this junk food. Why can we as a human race not turn around and say to someone, well done, without putting our bit into it? Why can we not do that? I've noticed this a lot about people. So now, also, some people think, what's she after? Why is she arse sucking? Just because I write really nice comments on people. Stuff like, me and this one individual, we didn't used to get along, we had a bit of a clash, we sorted it out like adults, and I hold no guilt towards them. I don't know how they feel personally about me, and I will write on their posts, well done, you're doing fantastic. And that's nothing to do with me wanting any recognition. That's me to do with being 100% honest and wishing other people well. You see where I'm getting at here? But this level of resilience anyway. So when the individual who I was speaking to about ego, who I thought was open-minded, took things really, really bad, we fell out, and I wanted to learn about this topic, and I tried to explain to them that this was actually really good that it come up because of this, and I could do with looking at my ways of communication and asking advice on many different things before I blurt to people and hurt people's feelings, because then I felt like, wow, I feel bad that I've done that. But then I also felt like, am I also feeling in victim mode? Am I also wanting them to feel bad that I feel bad? Because then that's actually bringing up something here where I'm thinking, isn't this just an interesting little topic, what we're talking on right here? So am I disliking that they won't give me opportunity to explain myself? Or do I need to move forward and talk more in depth, so I don't need to explain myself afterwards, but actually put more information in at the time? Do you understand what I'm saying? In order to move forward in life, we need to unteach ourselves the ways what have been destructive to ourselves and reteach ourselves the ways what are going to make our life a lot more peaceful. It's as simple as that, really. So yeah, reflections are a massive good way to do this. I hope this video has been helpful for you. Also the bit about money wounds, because that is deep, and also the bit about reflections. We don't need to take everything to heart, and at times it may hurt because we feel like people are digging our spirit, but it's not actually personal. We're all throwing our little world maps at each other, and as a life coach, I have had to learn to put my world map away when I'm listening to other people in certain ways, but also I've had to learn that on my personal Facebook, which is my Aisha Christina John, not my work. If I want to speak about something what's not life coaching, I can speak about that openly, and that is perfectly fine. I can also speak about my life coaching on there because I'm passionate about it. It's a lot to do with who I am, but that doesn't mean that I can't be myself at the same time. So yeah, reflections are amazing, guys. They help us so much. And actually today, I've managed to go through the whole video and explain things a lot better by learning about my own ego and other people's egos and understanding people more and putting more information into things. And every person I meet, no matter the good situation, the bad situation, teaches us something. So yeah, peace and love, guys. Life is good. I know that it's been very difficult for a lot of people recently, but in order to stop a lot of our suffering, we need to learn to adapt to what comes into our life. And I know it's easier said than done, but putting a little bit of practice in and studying can help you massively. Have a nice day.